All right, are we ready to?
Yeah, go ahead with your
let's
do some of
start.
this stuff.
Yeah, we have like
Let's
actual questions.
let's
Yeah, I have a
actually
couple.
start.
Oh.
It's not even questions. They're not questions. They're just topics.
I'm 5'7".
You were kind of no. We're not playing the dating game.
He's 56 years old.
I am not
Yeah.
56 years old.
47.
I'm
He's a vampire.
47. I'm a vampire.
So, do you guys notice So I'm on TikTok a lot,
Yes.
Instagram, all of that stuff. You
I
know.
love a good TikTok.
Epidemic, yes.
So, do you feel like the interest is dying down with a lot of nerdy stuff, or do you think it's still ramping up? Like D&D was the big one for a long time. They made it really popular through
Critical Role.
Well, Critical Role, Henry Cavill made it real big.
Well, yeah. Do you know what his ass looks
Stranger
like?
Things
Jesus,
brought D&D back into it a
Yeah,
lot.
Stranger Things. What's the other thing? The other guy, bald dude.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Yep.
Oh my god, it was actually Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he plays D&D Diesel. Everybody check him out, for the love of God.
He was just the first
I've
bald
heard
dude that
his
came to my
stuff
head.
is very good.
Dude, his voiceovers for stuff is phenomenal.
See, that's what I would love. I would love to hear it.
It's fantastic.
That's the thing I like about Matt Mercer is him having a conversation with himself with 3 different characters with 3 different voices.
Right.
That's one thing.
And D&D Diesel's with Matt Mercer.
Is it with him every time, or is he just a guest?
No, I'm Matt Mercer's
okay.
the DM. Matt Mercer's the DM, and Vin Diesel is the main character in every episode.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, so it's really good. But D&D Diesel was before Critical Role even came out. It was like a precursor to all of it.
Oh shit, that's kind of cool. Didn't know that.
Yeah, because that's what and then everybody's like, "Oh, you ever watched Critical Role?" And I was like, "What's that?" And they're like, "It's it has Matt Mercer." And I was like, "Oh yeah, D&D." So I've watched it. And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh no, but I'm the only one."
I just sent it to myself, so that.
Yeah, no, it's very cool.
So do you think it's dying, or do you think it's still somewhat current or striving?
So
okay,
dying, plateaued, or still increasing?
I think for me, I think that's a little bit hard to say because probably for the rest of our group too. We're so immersed in this type of culture, anyways. We're so used to it being around us.
Yeah.
So I feel like that might be because for me, my Instagram, my Facebook, every time I click on something, it's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because of my my algorithms are set to that. So I'm not 100% sure. I would say that there's probably I will say Stranger Things definitely brought D&D to a forefront, which it kind of needed. Everybody else at least knows what it is now. There's a lot of people before be like, "Hey, you ever play Dungeons and Dragons?"
And they're like, "What is it?"
And they're
like,
"What is
Stranger
it?"
Things. And
they're like, "Oh yeah, I love Stranger Things."
Yeah.
And I would say maybe it might be plateauing just a hair.
That's what I was thinking.
I
hair.
feel like it has this level that it's all at, and then something comes out, some movie, some show, something, and it spikes and then goes back to that level. I'm not saying it's dipping and it's not popular anymore. I just feel like it stays on a level where it kind of stays until something becomes relevant again. Something makes it relevant again. I will say with not as much D&D, but in the aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon, all of those kind of card games, they are making a comeback.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel that's not just in the local scene, but I feel like it's more everywhere. I'm seeing a lot of TikToks with Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know if you know what Whatnot is. It's an app.
Yeah, I know. I was supposed to work it here.
Okay.
So I love Whatnot. It's great, but a lot of the huge streams and stuff that are going on are Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. There was one that I watched just for the fuck of it, selling vintage packs, and they made over 10 grand in an hour off of
it is
4
crazy
packs.
to watch. They're selling $600-$700 per fossil pack.
Yeah,
and they were they're crazy, and I'm seeing so much more with the streams on here and stuff. so many more people. Like, there's 300 people in a freaking live watching just fucking opening packs and shit. And so there's a huge increase, I feel like, in the card game aspect of the nerdiness that I've definitely noticed a huge uptick in that.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, don't know what it is, something has boosted the fucking card games.
So,
I mean, I can see it in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good.
I can see it in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, but I feel like Magic's kind of dying out a little bit.
So
because,
that's actually part of my second part of this question.
okay, because to me, I think
what you said.
I think they're grasping at straws so hard. Like, they're just throwing out random shit and sets because they're like, oh, we need money. Let's throw out something.
It's a cash grab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
One of the biggest ones, which it's cool that they did the whole thing. Part of me thinks it's cool. Part of me thinks it's stupid.
Right.
But that whole thing with the One Ring.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Where Post Malone bought it and it was like millions of dollars and stuff, whatever. What my thought on it is like, I have a note about talking about the ebb and flow of game popularity.
Okay.
So I think there's a couple things, I agree with points that you both made. I think part of it is that, how do I want to say this? Essentially, we are in a small town. So obviously, we only see what we see around here.
Right.
I don't know if my algorithms changed. I don't know if what happened to it. But I just, like, my thing is I just don't see that stuff anymore. But I see there's, like, a bunch of people who, like, sit there on live on TikTok and they battle Yu-Gi-Oh! Back and forth. They battle Pokemon. All that stuff. But it's the same thing. Like, Magic. I was going to say the exact same thing. I feel like Magic is on a downswing. Historically, Magic is like a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down, up and down. I feel like right now they're on like a steady decline or like, you know.
No, I feel that 100%.
It's just, like you said, it's fucking cash.
With Magic, I feel like it's the people who played true and original Magic, like, you know.
Before all the random
all of the
sets.
weird sets and everything. People who played it like that, they see all these new sets coming out, and it's like what you said, it's a fucking cash grab.
Yeah.
But they are pulling people in because you have people from the Doctor Who fandom.
Yeah, that's what
being pulled into it because they've never heard, you know, half the people have never heard of Magic, but now there's, you know, a card game that has something to do with the Doctors and shit. So that's pulling other people into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's on somewhat of the rise. I see it on Whatnot of them doing packs, mostly right now of the Doctor Who ones, opening a bunch of those, and people are loving it. But I feel like those people are not people who played before all of the cash grab shit. Because all the people who played before that, they see it for what it is, which is a cash grab.
So I'm thinking for, like, my friend Dylan. You guys know Dylan. So he has...
Holly knows him real well.
A bunch of cards. God damn it. He has a bunch of cards that are like Magic. Dude has never even... I don't even think... If you asked him what a mana was, he'd be like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Like a land drop.
Yeah.
He has never played a little bit of Pokemon. He does collect Pokemon, but like Magic, like he did the same thing. He was like... I don't even want to say out loud how much money he spent whenever the Lord of the Rings set came out, and he just wanted to make like a full set. But also,
he does like that.
I feel like with the way I feel like it kind of ebb and flows with the economy as well. Right now, people are like, "Hey, I can't afford to just crack packs."
Right.
I used to be a fucking fiend, at cracking packs. Like, there's a story about this one kid that came in. He bought two boxes. You can ask Brooks. You can ask anybody. And it was the craziest moment of my life. It was whenever Cavern of Souls was like still really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought 2 full boxes of Avacyn Restored. And he's like, I didn't pull a single one. And I think it was Brooks mentioned something. He's like, dude, you should have just had Bush pull your packs. He's got the most insane luck. Which at this time I did. I really did. Just bought random packs, pulled out fucking massive money cards, insane. And he, instead of like joking about it, he just started like ridiculing me. I turned around, I was like, all right, dude, fuck you. I was like, give me 1 pack of that. Fucking pulled it out immediately. First pack on top of the box, and I was just like, I turned around, I was like, eat shit. And I just never talked to him again.
Dude.
Our boss does that, Josh. He can do that, He can't do it with Pokemon as much.
Yeah, he
He can pick so with Pokemon, when you lay out packs and you say which one is it, he can pick the pack that has the best card out of all of the. They're all bad cards, but the best of the worst. Basically.
Yeah.
But with Magic, he could fucking do that. You could lay out 10 and be like, fucking find the pack.
Yeah.
And he puts his hand over top of it and he says he feels like the heat of that pack and he's like, that one. And he could fucking just boom, 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 like never miss a single one. He has not broken that streak.
I'll tell you what though, Andy's the same way from over the Broken Comb. I bought a box of 151 of the Pokemon set. And I got some decent stuff out of it, and I was really excited. And Andy came over to get his tattoo, and I was like, Andy, check out this new set. And he goes, wow, I've been really wanting to get back into Pokemon, and I think this is a set I should get back into, because it's all the original.
Yeah, just
and
with the alt arts.
Yeah, it was just alt arts, and it's so cool. And and I was showing him, he's like, I love that. He's like, was there any more boxes left? And I said, I think there was one box left. And I was like, I just didn't have enough cash to grab the second one. And he goes, I'm gonna go get it. I said, oh, okay, cool. So I finished his tattoo. He leaves. He picks up the box. He comes running down the street. It's not even 10 seconds later. And he goes, dude, first pack, you'll never guess what I got. And he throws down one of the most expensive cards out of the whole box, which is a Golden Mew card.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you shitting me? I could have had that. And he's like, isn't this awesome? I'm like, I'm gonna kill you.
I do have to say, on the opposite end of the being really good at picking packs, Tyler is opposite spectrum. He is very good at picking the shittiest fucking packs out of all of them. Yeah. I don't know how, but every time, he'll get packs, and I'm not crazy about Pokemon. I like to play it. I have some graded cards and shit, but I'm not obsessed with it. Tyler will buy packs just for me to open because I love being like, look at this fucking shiny one I pulled. It can be an absolute dog shit card that is so overpopulated, but I will be like, look at this beautiful shiny thing. I just love that aspect of it. So he will buy packs for me to open. And he's always like, okay, I'll open these two, you open those two. And the two that he picks are just the worst dog shit cards ever. And mine always have somewhat decent. My sister, Katie, can pull
very
crazy.
Good at opening packs.
She's
always full art, everything, every time.
I do have a question. How do you guys feel about the Korean Pokemon cards? Is that
the ones in the different language?
Yeah, you don't.
Do you remember Magic cards where some?
The Japanese sets.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, so they have that with Pokemon. They have Korean.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit
yeah.
Do you?
It's nothing special. It's just different language.
Yeah, just the Korean language. I thought you meant a Korean set. They did Magic cards for War of the Spark, and they did the Japanese alt arts,
right?
And they were anime style. But
it
was
okay. Well, they do. They do that. Their holos and stuff are different, and
it's just do you is that? Would you collect that over just plain English?
Probably not.
It really depends on the price. The price point is what causes it, but I wouldn't be attached to it as much. I would play it, obviously.
Yeah.
I literally actually just asked Devin about this right before we started here because
really?
We were talking about a card out there. They have Magic cards that are just the name of the card. Then it's a full art.
Oh my
and
god!
There's no text on it whatsoever. And there's one out there called it's Searing Blaze or something. I can't remember what he said it was, but it was a landfall card.
Yes, it's Searing Blaze.
Yeah, the guy
it costs
out there was
costs 2 red.
Yeah.
I know exactly what that card does. It does 2 damage if you play a land that turn. It does 4 instead.
Yeah.
And it does 4 to your opponent's creature. Trust me, I know.
So that card, he was like, how do you play that card? And I was like, you just know what it means, right? And Devin's like, yeah. He's like, as long as you know what the card means, that's fine. It's if anybody questions it, you can have a judge come over at any time to explain what the text is on the card.
Yeah.
And I was like...
I used to have a full art Doomblade that, and it was awesome.
To play, so I'd be fine with playing it, but I'd also collect it. I mean, if I ever got an American one, I'd be like, well, I'll sell this fucker off or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care.
That is one thing that
Some
I'm
people,
seeing.
though, only...
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing in a lot of these streams and shit. They're cracking 151 Korean. It's, huge. people are like losing their shit over the 151 Korean, and like, I mean, they look cool, but I'm not that level of like where I'd be like, oh fuck, I need to get this 151 Korean. Like, I don't.
Well, the one thing that I can weigh in on that is all the the Asian sets, like their card stock is a lot better. It's a lot thicker. Like you can physically, like, if you hold a Korean card in your hand and an English card in your hand, it weighs so much more. And like the card stock is better, the print is better, the foils don't scratch as easy. Like, their quality over there, to me at least, in my unprofessional opinion, is like top notch.
Okay. Because, see, like, I've never been huge into the card games or anything. Like, I played Magic, I played Yu-Gi-Oh!, I played Pokemon, I still play all three, but I've never been a huge, like, card collector. I've never gone crazy with it. Like I said, I do have, like, I have a fucking graded I think it's a Mint 10 Sfeel.
Wow.
Just because I'm like, he looks funny. Like, that's the only
It's worth
reason
absolutely
of it.
nothing.
It's worth absolute nothing. Like, it's probably worth like $25 because that's grading cost. But I like it because I like that Pokemon. You know, it's not for any like collectability of it.
That's just because it's your buddy on Pokemon
like,
Go.
If it came down to it and they had, here's a Mint 10 Korean Sfeel and a Mint 10 English Sfeel, I would probably go with the English.
I would go with the English, A, because it's cheaper, and
right.
B, because, like, you know, I can read English, but, like, right. So a big thing with foreign cards, so this is, like, they're saying Japanese versus English cards, but it also is for Korean. So Japanese, they're in Japanese, better print quality compared to English.
Oh, so I was
They have
right?
seeded cards, which is a minimum of 3 ARs, 1 SR, SIR, and then 1 Master Ball Reverse Holo.
Yep, that's what it was.
Master Ball and Pokeball Reverse Holos. Possible God Packs, and it says 2 complete starter lines.
Yep.
And then premium cost. Okay? So it is a little more expensive.
Yeah.
English, they're not seeded. No guaranteed hits at all. The only... says possible semi-God Pack, 1 complete starter line, and then it's MSRP. So it's cheaper. But basically the only upside to English cards is those Cosmo Holo Foil Energy cards.
Okay.
Like those Altar, and they're really super cool.
Yeah.
It's like the ones with all the little stars,
little speckles on them. Yeah, I have almost a full set of those.
Yeah.
I think I'm missing like steel and something else, but that's
so
what I'm saying.
That's
like,
the only positive.
Yeah, I just like I just see those cards going like for a fuck ton of money in these lives and stuff. And I was, of course, like I said, I'm not a collector or anything. I didn't know if
that's probably
there's
why
more
I don't
to
think
a
any of
draw
us are
to
like
it.
that serious of collectors
Right,
where
yeah.
you know.
But I
that's
didn't
what
know
I was
if,
just
like,
curious about. I was like, I wonder why that is a thing, and I didn't know if I'd find it right away.
Like I'm just saying because like if you hold one, there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird.
I feel like it's like a card versus like card stock.
Yeah.
Like it's like
I'm telling you, if you actually like feel it. Have you ever touched a Digimon card? I know that sounds weird.
No.
Okay,
Not
you know,
recently.
do you know how Digimon cards
Yeah.
feel a little bit thicker, right? And their foiling's a lot better feeling, right? That's exactly how Korean cards feel.
I mean, if y'all want, I'm pretty sure I have Korean Pokemon cards out in the car that we could
Oh my
do a
God.
feel test. Because I was curious, I did get like Korean 151.
Yeah.
So, because I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll
pulled a
I'll
Jinx.
try it. Yeah, we did pull a
Jinx and a Blastoise.
Wasn't it a full art?
It was a full art Jinx and a full art Blastoise. And they feel so nice.
But I was like,
Jinx got them big kissable lips.
I don't know. I thought maybe like they'd be. To me, I don't see like a crazy amount of difference. But again, I'm not huge into that sort of stuff. But I didn't know if like y'all had an opinion with like, yeah, the Korean are fucking cool because of this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I think in that, I mean, like, my opinion doesn't really matter whenever it comes to the price or value of cards, but I think the reason that is because of that, like the quality and, you know.
That makes sense.
What were we talking about right before that led to this?
I don't know.
That's a good
I just.
we were talking about the ebb and flow of games.
Yeah, we were talking
card games being popular. Oh, I had a side note about that whole thing. So we're thinking that it's on either a decline or plateau. It also depends on the card game or card format as well. I think it's also the format of the game that matters. So one of the other things it was a side note that I'm very curious about you.
About me?
About your opinion.
Okay.
Why do you think Whatnot is so popular for card games? I have what I believe the correct answer is, but I want to...
So I think honestly it's the watching people fucking rip packs, that whole thing, because like it was big on TikTok for a long ass time, watching people rip packs. You know, you buy a pack and you can either rip it or ship it, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's always the chase, what you're going after, you know, if it's, you know, specific cards, specific games, whatever. There's, you know, the chase that everyone is trying to be the one to get that card and be the person that can kind of like, you know, if you're in the stream and you get the card that everyone's fucking chasing, you can kind of be that person to be like, I'm the one who fucking got it.
Yeah.
And I think it's that aspect of it, like, that draws people in, is the, like, everyone's watching your packet open. It's not just you fucking buy a pack, go home and open it.
Yeah,
it's
you
that,
get, like, bragging rights.
Right, it's like bragging rights of it. And I think
King
that
of
also...
the castle, king of the castle.
Right.
I think that also, like, draws into it with, like, the amount people are spending. I almost feel like they are not realizing the fucking amount they are spending. The amount they are spending on this app trying to get this bragging right. Like, because it's, like, I've seen people spend, like, fucking $400 on a card that is maybe worth $200 at a PSA fucking Gem Mint 10.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, I'm watching these people and I'm like, what? Are they, like, nobody is doing any sort of research, like, on their phones right now? Like, because, like, they're paying like almost $300 over what this even could like possibly top off
and
at.
I feel like it's 100% for that. It's for that almost like bragging aspect of it, and like
people are like kind of flashing their money. Basically.
Yeah, to like flash their money and shit, and to be able to be the one, like, I fucking got the Charizard that everyone wanted, like. You know,
I'm going to put it in a different perspective for you, because it's the exact same thing you're saying. You just haven't said the word yet that I was going to say.
I'm very bad with words, though.
It's fucking gambling inside of gambling.
Yes, exactly.
It's a casino, dude.
Yeah.
It's an online casino. You sit there and you're just like, it's like you're hitting the slots and you're just like, come on, baby, come on. You're grabbing the dude's shoulder next to you like, come on, red, land on red. You're like, yeah. And when you get it, everybody's like, fucking whole table stands up, you know. Like,
no, I definitely see
that. But the
that
thing
with
is ripping cards. Like, if I go out there and buy a pack right now, I'm about to feel that fucking dopamine. That's why I don't buy cards, because it became like addictive to me.
Yeah.
So like, I could rip that pack, and just the feeling of that pack ripping, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, I'm not feeling good on this one. Or I'm like, oh, I feel like there's going to be some gas in this. And I'm like, I get riled up about it. That's the gambling.
And then you get that one.
Then you're gambling on watching people gamble.
Right.
And you're just 100%. Sitting there, and it's just like twice. It's like, what's that game? I just heard them talking about it today on another podcast. It just reminded me of it. I think it was Craps.
Oh, okay.
When you play Craps,
yeah,
you're
where
like
you roll
halfway
the dice
through it, and if you know how to play it, there's like side bets going on with the other bet. Yeah. And they said that that's where people get in deep, and they're like, it's like a really fun game for people. And you can also, the jackpots are insane.
Right.
You know? So I feel like that's what it is. It's like insane jackpots, but even where I think at that point, chasing the dragon, chasing that recognition. So like, you know, you're paying $50 more for a card. Sometimes, you know, more. Sometimes, you know, whatever.
So I feel like,
hey man,
that
fix.
I have kind of a side to this where I have a very addictive personality.
Oh, yeah.
I've always said this, like, at a casino, I could go into a casino and I could see it to where, like, maybe if I'm on a hot streak, I just fucking keep going. It's never happened to me before, but to take that to an arcade, you put me in an arcade and I would fucking spend my life savings playing fucking crane machines in different games. And, like, with that very addictive personality, like I said, I'm not a crazy card collector. I'm not super into Pokemon. Yet I will spend hours watching these lives because I find it...
It's just the excitement, because you're like, I don't know what's happening, but fuck yes!
Exactly.
Yes. And I started watching it because it interested me so much, because I'm watching these people spend hundreds and I'm like, holy shit. And I'm trying to like learn more about these cards. Like, what is it about this card that makes it worth so fucking much? You know, is it a low pop? Is it, you know, different shit like that? But I'm sitting there and watching this, and there are these cards that I research and I'm looking up and I'm trying to figure out, and they are worth absolute garbage, but people are spending so much. And then I realize I'm getting drawn into it too. Like, I'm not, you know, bidding on these things, but I am like, oh shit, maybe, you know, they'll get it. Maybe they'll be the pack, you know? And it really is like a gambling thing. Like, people get so drawn into it.
Okay, and then not only on top of that, I watch you and your sister. They will get on the same live together, right? Like, they're both on 2 different phones. They're on whatnot in the same live. They will bid each other up. They will sit there and she'll be like, Katie, stop it. And she'll be like, ha 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 ha, giddy. And then all of a sudden Katie's winning and she's like, shit, I didn't want this. And Holly will like bid and then Holly's like, ha ha ha, and then Katie will come in with another one. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Okay, so that aspect of it, it has nothing to do with the app. It is the fact that me and my sister, and my sister are absolute shitheads, and that it is so funny to us. Like, it'll be like a card that could fucking be torn in half, and as like, it's like funny, haha, I bid $1 because you see the other person's name come up as the bid. So it's like a very stupid, like, you know, we always have like a shit-eating grin and we're like, he bid $1 just for the laugh factor of it.
If you would ever do that to me,
What?
and just to be clear for anybody listening, I'm talking to Noah, not Holly. I will beat the fuck out of you.
For what?
If you ever overbid, like, just
Dude,
keep bidding on top of me.
And
I would be like,
so
I would fight
aggravating.
somebody.
it would have to
watch.
depend on the whole entire scenario. If it's off of a board game that you really love, oh, fuck yeah, I'll overbid you. I will fight over a
Well,
board
at that
game.
point, I'd sit there and be like, hey, like,
We'll have shared
let's
custody.
just get the board game.
Yeah.
And then I'd be
That's
like,
the
well,
thing.
Damn.
just split the board game.
There was
I'm not
one.
gonna bid.
There was one that I really fucking wanted, and I was winning at a fucking $1. And I was like, you know what? I think it was for my fucking Spheal card.
Yeah.
So it's fucking worth nothing. But I like the Pokemon. So I was like, a graded Spheal for $1. Why the fuck not? And then my sister bid me up. And I'm like, you shithead, let me have this. And so then I bid another $1. And then she'd bid another $1. And I'm like, we're fighting over
I
this.
can see the anger
and there's
in
no
your
reason.
face right now.
Oh, dude, it is.
Tyler doesn't get it
Or the
because
No, I don't. It's
It's
so. It's
see,
so
Tyler doesn't get it though
frustrating.
because Tyler does not have a sibling that is close to his age. Him and his brother are 16 years apart. So when
Yeah.
Tyler was born, his brother's already 16 and out of the house. By the time Tyler, you know, forms any memories, his brother's gone. So he's basically an only child. He does not understand what it's like to grow up with 3 siblings.
I'm with you.
right.
I got 0 siblings.
I grew up with 3 siblings. I also, at certain points, grew up in a house with 15 children. We were all monsters. And it's like, it's one of those
still
things.
monsters.
Oh, we're still fucking
I
monsters.
was gonna say,
That
I don't
is-
think anything's changed.
that is the
No.
best fucking thing ever. When all my siblings get together, we are absolute monsters. And it's hilarious. But you have that, like, you have that part of you that is like,
What about you?
I have one brother.
Yeah, I know. What do you? Oh, trust me, I fucking know your brother.
shout out to Jakey.
Do you fight with him like that?
So
Are
when
you
I was
competitive,
when
I
I
should
was
say?
younger, we just fought all the time. Over
Well, I
this.
mean, like competitive.
well,
stuff.
competitively, board games, yes.
Okay.
Cards, we don't really give a fuck because we kind of give each other whatever we need.
What about Beyblades?
Beyblade, that's all his.
Oh,
I don't care.
I'm just saying. I didn't know if you were
But
ever like
when
let
it
it
comes,
rip or anything.
when it comes into board games, that's when we both turn into shitheads.
3! I got 3! No, I'll take yours. I said 3! And just fucking screaming at my house.
So one board game that we always fight over is Catan. Settlers at Catan or whatever.
Settlers
Yeah.
of Catan.
Yeah. That is the only game that anytime we play, it's usually with me, him, my mom, and my girlfriend.
I've
and
never played that game.
Oh boy.
I've never
I don't-
played
heard
it
it's, like,
either.
ridiculous.
I
Brooks
hear
told me it's like one of the
good.
best games. But
It
he's
is.
like, the problem is once you buy one, that you have it. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's I think it's one of the most competitive games I have ever played. And it does not matter if you bring me an even more competitive game, I will still say Catan is worse. Because every single time that we play, my brother always swindles his way like, don't block mine. My mom is slowly growing. I'm like, no, we're not doing this shit. Every single time we start with someone else, and I know that you're growing. Do not help this fucker. And I'm swearing out loud. And it's like, why are you starting all this? Why are you doing this? Every single game, it's a constant
He
battle.
did that in Magic too.
And he does it so that you don't look at him.
I know.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
He's like-
he would pit people. He'd be like, "Hey, that blah blah blah," and I'd be like,
Yep.
Jake, I'm killing you first."
Yeah.
He'd be like, "What? What the fuck did I do?" I'm like, "You're literally plotting right now." He'd get so angry. I actually probably wouldn't usually kill him first, but I would threaten it.
Yeah.
How are you and Jake with like Mario Kart?
Oh,
Is it like the same shit?
It's almost the same shit, but he...
Because that's my family. Mario Kart is like where it goes downhill.
So he knows I am better at Mario Kart than my whole entire family. Even a lot of other people that we have played with.
He's the reason I don't. I haven't had
we
my,
don't play
I haven't
Mario
had my
Party?
Switch plugged in like probably a good 7 or 8 months.
Oh God,
I
Mario
refused to
Party?
play it. Yeah, we played
That.
Mario Party against him one time, and I just resorted to like screaming at him, like swatting, like just throwing shit at him, and I just wasn't even playing the game anymore.
I'll give
I was
you
like,
two
"This fucking
examples.
sucks."
One of them for Mario Kart, one of them for Mario Party. Mario Kart, I used to work with Cody and a bunch of people that you work there, whatever.
Yeah.
And they always talked shit that they were always good at Mario Kart. They were great at Mario Kart. They're the best at Mario Kart. One person has to get high to be the best at Mario Kart. I'm like, okay, I highly doubt that, but whatever. So then they actually tried to...
We set up a tournament. We
started setting up a tournament.
Oh, okay.
Well, we just started playing, and I constantly kept getting in first, over and over and over again. And then it just turned into shit talking me because I either don't have a life or I'm cheating.
I mean, I'll be fair, just so you know, for context for everybody, we shit talk each other about like who can walk up the stairs the fastest.
Yes.
Like it is very much a
I'd like to say, fuck
friendly
you.
shit-talking
I can go up the
environment.
stairs way faster than you.
Dude, me and
You can
me
never
and one of
outrun
the-
these hands. You don't run up the stairs that fast.
You would definitely know who I'm talking about. All of you know who I'm talking about. I won't mention his name, but me and one of the other employees that are also special there, we got in a argument over who could shit the other person's pants better.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, we just started, I don't want to say shit talking, but shit talking about who could
Shit-talking.
shit.
Yeah.
So he's like, dude, I'd shit your pants so hard. He's like, fuck you. And I was like, dude, fuck you. I was like, I would like just blow your pants out. Like the dumbest shit. We are a bunch of degenerate dumb asses.
I love that kind of
It's-
shit though. The
Oh
stupid
my
kind of
God.
arguments
It is.
of like the I could fucking go up the stairs faster than you. Like that kind of arguing, I fucking love that. It's so stupid and honestly like the most childish thing ever. Like, yeah, I got new shoes and they make me run faster, you know? And I fucking love that so much.
I got the best story ever to explain that. So me, Noah, and one of our other friends, Jordan, had a podcast and we reviewed
fuck.
movies and stuff.
It was...
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I think it was the first movie we did,
That was
right?
yep,
it was my
first movie.
suggestion. Worst suggestion ever.
The movie was
30 Days of Night.
Oh,
That
I
was-
love 30 Days of Night.
His
I
favorite
fucking
movie.
hate it now.
Oh, why?
It's my favorite movie, and I can't
Yeah.
even watch it because of these fucking
So,
assholes.
It was...
Oh, are you guys like the shit talkers
So
on
we-
certain...
no,
My
no, no.
boss does that kind of shit, and I
We
hate
didn't
that.
shit talk. We did kind of...
You shit talk.
All right.
So hard.
We shit talked
I love
slash
that movie.
debated over...
Yeah,
if we
debate
liked
about
or didn't like the
yeah,
movie.
we debate about what we.
I
liked
might
and
get
didn't.
mad at you, just so you know.
That's fine.
Okay, here.
You want me to go so you don't get fumed?
Nope.
Okay.
I got it. I'm going to make it super simple because if not, my blood pressure will go through the roof. Basically, at the end of the movie, when they're sitting on the cliff edge and they're looking out to the ocean right before the sun takes him,
Yeah.
Noah and them were like, and this was like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, and it still is. They looked at me and they went, "That doesn't make sense at all." And I went, "What?"
What?
And he's just like, "You would see the boat in the water if it was departing." And I'm like, what if they were just facing the opposite way? And it's like, doesn't make any sense. Nope. And then we got deeper into the argument, and then they said more stuff that just continued to piss me off. And
What do you mean
like,
that the boat was departing? Like, what do you...
like,
Am I missing a
So
part?
how about let me debate this because I was one to debate
I'm feeling like
Yeah,
I'm
you
missing.
debated it. I
I feel
wanna
like
hear
I'm
what you
missing
have
a
to
part
say.
So-
because they're sitting on the cliff and they're out looking at the
He's
ocean and the sun's about to come up
saying
and
goodbye
literally
and everything. Yes.
yeah, and he's gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it took them, the vampires, half a day to get to, what is it called? I don't remember what the actual place was called.
it didn't take him a half a day.
no,
Yeah.
it didn't even take him.
No, it took that dude half a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was also during a giant snowstorm where
Yeah.
you can't see
I've seen
anything.
this.
So
I've seen this.
Jordan and I debated that you couldn't see the boat, even though there was only 30 minutes left that the sun was about to go up.
Right.
And Dave stated that it was like a massive locomotive or whatever type of boat.
Yeah. So in the book,
Okay.
they talk about it, and it's like a very large boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which takes a mental fuck ton of energy just to get it out of where it was stopped.
Which is fine. Nobody chased after him, so they
Okay.
could take all the time they needed.
Right.
For the vampire, since it was only 30 minutes,
And it was 30 minutes away, and I told them they have superhuman speed, which
Yeah.
means that's probably a 10, 15-minute run for them.
no. Wrong.
Yeah.
No. Right.
No.
If it took the dude who was...
I was gonna say, dude,
Slow
have
as
you
shit,
seen
half
how
an hour.
fast they run?
Yeah.
Like, they-
during that whole thing, I'm like, holy shit. Like, dude, I'm telling you. But then they sat there and they were like... Their original argument was... If
You
they
would-
were sitting there overlooking the bay,
you would still be
they
able to
would
see
be
the
able
boat.
to see the boat. I'm like, what if the boat was a mile down the shoreline?
Yeah,
You would
You're
still
not
be able
gonna
to see it because it's a giant fucking boat.
But what if they never panned in that direction? The boat could still be off in
But my
that general
thing is
direction,
like,
but you...
I'm like, there's hills, there's terrain.
Yeah.
Like,
No, they were on
You
the
might be
edge,
able to see the
poking out the
smoke.
water. No, wrong.
Depends on which way the wind's blowing. Cody, I'm with you 100% here.
Anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Thinking,
How about
they're
this?
thinking
Thank you.
way too
I
hard
don't even
into
remember
it.
there being a boat in this fucking
there's
movie.
not. It's in
Anyway.
the story.
Okay,
but
okay.
we were trying to figure out how they got there.
So anyway, I
Yeah.
read some of the books and we looked online. They were supposed to put in the boat like sailing away
Yeah.
for the next movie.
Right.
But they
in
didn't
an
put
illustration, in an illustration, it showed the boat going away. But I was like, in that bay, you have a total view of maybe like
Maybe a
maybe
mile.
like a quarter. Well, I'd say a quarter
Yeah.
mile. Like it's a quarter mile wide, and then it expands out to the ocean. Like
yeah,
it
that's what I'm
spans the whole
saying.
way out.
They're not showing you everything there.
And that's what I was sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'm sitting here at my house right now. We're recording this. Why the fuck can I not see Krista's car at Walmart? He's like, well, there's things in between there. And I'm like, exactly. And
There
like,
wasn't things in between. It was all fucking ocean.
Maybe
Shut up.
Maybe it's a long, short boat, not a tall,
I hate
fat
it.
boat.
I hate it.
No.
And that's why you can't see it.
Like it
It's
was just
Whatever.
it was so dumb because I was like, okay, let's say this is the width that you can see, and then
That's what I'm saying. It's
if
just
they're
out of
sitting
view.
Right here, yeah, it's just out of view. Like you're sitting right here, and then the bay is right here where they were overlooking, and then it juts out this way. If they were all the way down a mile that way, like
Yeah, dude. There's times
even
that
if
I've like.
a car's
they
driving a
couldn't
mile
have.
away from me, I couldn't see like a car or
Yeah.
you know. I mean, well, you might be able to a little bit, but like.
Plus,
it's
that
like-
also it depends on too on what camera angle they're using and all kind of stuff. There totally could have been a boat right
Yeah.
next to them, and whatever angle they chose, you just might not have ever saw it.
You and Dukes can eat shit.
Like, you know what I mean?
Wrong.
Like, because I mean, like, how many times? Okay, like, there's a lot of like.
I don't know the movie enough to argue.
Like think about like magicians and stuff, right? When they do like stage crews and stuff, it's all about look over here, don't look over here. That
Yeah,
shit could have been
that's true.
totally happening. Like there totally could have been a 40-foot boat, but you're too busy looking to the left, you know?
Yeah.
Because like it's not,
Wrong.
All right.
you know.
So I'm gonna discontinue this fucking atrocity.
But I'll
of a
continue about the
conversation.
Mario Kart.
Yeah,
And
go ahead.
so after we just did races just to see how it goes, they wanted to do an actual tournament. And I missed the very first match, the very first game that got everyone a bunch of points. And they were like, I was scared, blah, blah, blah.
This is the best.
I was a pussy for it, blah, blah, blah. And then next week rolls around, And I stayed with it for pretty much the whole entire tournament. All because I didn't went to the first match. I got in second place. Because... What do you mean?
You got first.
Oh, yeah. I did get first.
Oh, yeah.
You got first.
But I didn't know that because...
No longer work there.
Yeah, I was no longer allowed to work there.
Oh, I wouldn't say it that way, you fucking dick.
I was no longer allowed to work there.
You got fired.
Okay. Furred.
But after getting in first over and over again, I just kept getting bitched at because I was actually very good at the game.
Yeah. We were all just like, you're a fucking
cheater. You're a bitch.
AI. Like,
You're an
You're
AI.
aimbotting. You're aimbotting.
aimbot. Like, we were just like said that. It was so funny because it was only a handful of people that would talk shit, and it was literally like the 3 biggest shit talkers in our group at all.
See, I gotta jump in on this. So Dan, right? Dan's been telling me about this. Like, we play Pokemon every once in a while, and Dan was like, "Hey, I just got in this expanded deck. It's like the best deck possible." And I always make these like really weird rogue decks that are just like, they basically make no sense. Yeah. And I walk in, and I was like, "Dan, I got this deck I want to try out. It's got what is it? 36 not lands. That's magic. 36 energy in it.
Yeah.
And that's over half of the deck, huge. Right? Which is, most decks have like 10, maybe. And Dan's like, okay. And he's like, what's the, is it standard, expanded, whatever? And I was like, expanded. And he goes, oh, perfect. He's like, don't worry. I'll show you how to play. And he puts down this this deck. It's like $400. Mine cost me, I think, $7. And I was like, okay, Dan, but usually when I play weird stuff like this, I usually win. And Dan's like, we'll see, and we're playing, and Dan's like, he goes, see, he knocked out my first Pokemon. And I was like, it's okay. It takes a little bit. In the end, we're both 1-1, and I was like, all right, Dan, are you ready for me to just win this so I can go to work? And he goes, okay. And I did. And I stood up and I was like, oh, thanks, Dan. I'll see you later. And the shock on his face was like, what just happened? And I said, well, Dan, when I walked in here, I told you I was going to kick your ass with a deck that had 36 energy in it. And he's like, I don't understand what the hell just happened. And I was like, Dan, this is just how the deck works. And he's like, that was a fluke. So we play again. Same thing happens. And he's like, I don't understand what is happening. I'm like, I just have good luck with stuff like this. Oh my God. And then Brooks comes over and he goes, Tyler, what are you playing? And I told him, and he goes, oh, fuck. He's like, Dan, don't play with him. And I was like, what the hell did I do?
You play shitty stuff.
Yeah.
And you trick people into it.
Yeah.
You're a freaking dickhead.
Yeah, I do.
When you played Zombie Hunt, I was pissed.
Yes, exactly.
You're just like, hey, man, just swing at me and kill me so we can leave. And I went,
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to swing with everything. And you're like, ha, can't believe you actually did it. You're dead. And I was like, I fucking hate this game so much.
Exactly. And Zombie Hunt has 48 lands in it or something. I had maybe 12 cards that actually weren't that.
Although, thank you for showing me Countryside Crusher, because I came here and went one time.
And
it's so stupid. Everybody's like, what is this thing? And then they saw it and they're just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. And dude, I'm telling you, if you play stuff like that, it throws people off because they're so used to a meta.
Did you ever play Nuzzle?
For
Pokemon?
No.
Nuzzle is one of the cool... I'll have to show it to you later. I'll show it to you later. It was my competitive deck. I played it so many times whenever I was here, and I used to do very well with it.
I didn't know you played Pokemon at all.
Basically, you play Partrisu and a couple other you can play the big focus on it is Boltund V.
Oh, okay.
So you go through, you play all these cards, and Partrisu, you put 1 energy on it, and then Emolgas. So okay. Hang on. Restart. Basically, you get your opening hand. You want to play an Emolga, which allows you to search for another card with Nuzzle.
Okay.
Okay? Go in, find another Emolga, put it on.
Gotcha.
Activate. Another Emolga. Done. Activate. 4th Emolga. Done. Activate. Pull out, if you don't have it already, pull out a Partrisu. Put it on. Emolga is in your starting position.
Right.
Emolga has a free retreat cost. You
okay.
play the energy on it, you retreat it, and then you use I forget what it's called, what his attack is called, but Patricio, it allows you to put one lightning energy on any Pokemon on your field that has Nuzzle.
Oh,
so you put
okay.
one energy on each card. Then the next time you come out, you'll either use like Volkner or like some other type of thing. You get some way to pull out a Boltund, put it down. I ran a couple energy switches in it, and I would always have that because of Volkner, because I could pull it straight out and an energy. And I would just be like, okay, I'm going to play this Boltund. I'm going to swap it out. Like, I'll, do that. Play the Boltund. Energy switch, swing. And Boltund was like, you do, I think it was 10 plus 30 times or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So for every energy on any of your Pokemon, including on the bench, it does an extra 30 damage. And I would just sit there and like one-shot knock Depot, and they're like, what the fuck? And I'm definitely missing other details of it, but it's like... It's insane.
See, like the deck that I beat Dan with it's called Kyogre. It's Aquastorm.
I was gonna buy that one.
Dude,
I had it.
Kyogre Aquastorm is literally it's a well-oiled machine. Even though there's 24 cards in the deck or something, it's fantastic. Literally, you put a Cragganol in the start. And then you're allowed to look at like the top 6 cards, take all the energies, and then you can put them onto your bench Pokemon in whatever direction you want.
Yeah.
So you just Cragganol, load up all of your Kyogres with energy, move them into the active, you swing for Aquastorm, which takes the top 5 off the top of your deck, and then for every energy, it does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you're basically splitting up 500 points of damage per swing. So you're knocking out multiple things at once.
So dumb what they do with these decks.
Yeah. And dude, and then I ran Basculegion, because now you are going to eventually run into a part where all your energies are in your discard pile. Basculegion for free, it takes no energy. It does 20 damage for every energy in your discard, and then shuffles it all back into your deck. So you...
Like just the energy.
Yeah, just the energy. So you can literally just go Basculegion, hit for 300, puts all your energy back in, you switch out into Kyogre, and you just keep doing the same shit. Back and forth, and you just knock them out until it's over.
I don't know if you know anything about it. I'll show you after the podcast, because we'll continue on with some of the other questions here. We've been rambling, but now that Holly's back with her mystery candy box...
There's a mystery.
It's a mystery candy box.
Oh, god damn it. I got old man wafers. Son of a bitch.
Oh, those kind of have like the nerds in them or something.
They have fucking sprinkles in them. A little ice cream cone thing. Oh, yo. What? There's not even... What the fuck?
Wait, that's one of those things that usually have a bug in it, and there's no bug in it.
Oh, it's a margarita one with salt.
That's weird.
Ew.
Margarita sucker with salt. Sorry, I just saw this out there, and I'm an absolute slut for mystery boxes. I don't give a shit what kind of mystery box it is.
Is that a whistle lollipop?
Absolute slut for them. No, I think it's just... It's a Coca-Cola one.
Yeah.
Or sorry, just cola. They can't say Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Wait, is that grape?
You can have those.
Yeah, that's right.
Yo, fucking Hubba Bubba Max. Shout out to Hubba Bubba.
Shout out to anything grape flavored.
Beetlejuice.
Because I'd like to grape you in the mouth.
I ain't never seen Beetlejuice.
She's never watched any movie. She has never watched any movie that's ever existed.
Okay, listen.
Name like a famous movie. She's never watched it.
Pulp Fiction.
Shit movie.
You've never watched Pulp Fiction.
I might have.
I
might have seen
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, you're lying.
John Travolta.
She's never watched it.
All right. Anyway, hold on. Whoa.
Grape or this?
Noah, do you have anything else to add to anything that we said?
I was going to say about silent. Mario Party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your Mario Party.
Yeah. So I am a massive fan of Mario Party as well as Mario Kart. I am very, very good at it unless I am very bad at it.
Same.
So...
I understand that so much.
I hate Mario Party.
I got a Switch just to play Mario Party. And I brought it up to Cody and Krista and a couple other friends. I'm like, hey, let's just play Mario Party. I've been really wanting to play with you guys. I'm like, all right, fine, we'll play it. Within the first 3 or 4 turns, I already have 3 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And I'm winning. I'm winning every mini game, and I'm getting bitched at. I'm like, I'm just playing, guys. I just wanted to play with you.
Just so you know, it's just me bitching at him too. Like, I am literally screaming at him. I get very.
It's okay. I hate Mario Party.
So it gets to turn 8 out of 10. I win this next mini game. Cody almost won, but I won it.
This is
And
because it's one where you go like that.
yeah, the jerking off motion.
That's the
I
only reason
fucking
I got
kill
close
that
to it.
game. I'm telling you.
I got
Cody
so close to it.
got so pissed that he stood up. I don't know what he said to me.
All I said was "fuck this game," and I clicked
And
my
then
character out of it, and I left. I was just,
No, he stood up and turned off his Switch. And
Oh,
said,
yeah, I did.
We're done.
I was like,
Like,
"We're done with this," and
okay.
everybody's like, "Okay." Like Noah was just like it was fine, but like I would have to put more time into Mario Party. Like he's obviously played it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it was fun playing with everybody, but it's not fun whenever Noah's the only one that like is like
Winning.
proficient at it. And like it was proficient to the point where like none of us had stars. At all. We barely had coins.
You and me, babes. Let's play.
Dude, okay, that's what
I'm like,
that.
fucking. Oh.
No, see, I totally get that because Holly's entire family growing up has been all about fucking like video games and
We're
shit.
fucking
My family was not that way. I barely had one growing up.
Yeah.
And like, but I love board games and stuff. And I was like, she's like, just play Mario Party. And I'm like, I don't like this shit, but I'll do it anyways. I felt great. At the end of the thing, right? I had more stars than everybody. And I was like, dude, I'm winning.
I thought he was going to like right then and there sign divorce papers. Like that's how pissed he was.
I was so pumped. I was like, oh my God, I have more stars than everybody. And it's over. All they have to do is do the award ceremony thing. I didn't know that at the award ceremony they
give
hand out
bonus
stars for
stars.
bullshit stuff.
I wouldn't say bullshit.
Bullshit. Shut the fuck up.
I would
bullshit.
say to see
How about bullshit? Okay.
about
no, you're not talking
learn
right now.
to win.
Anyways, bullshit stuff. I have more stars than everybody. I should have fucking won that game. And Holly's like, oh, here comes the bonus round. And I was like, bonus star what? Bullshit? I was like, I won already. I have more stars than you. I win. And they gave like 6 stars to her. And I'm like, what? What the actual? She did nothing. She's just a chode. Fuck
what?
this game. And I never played after that. Never
What
have
actually
played after
happened
that.
Was, Tyler had 3 stars. I had 2. The
You're a
bonus stars
loser.
came. I got 1 bonus star. The other bonus stars were given to 2 other people. I had more coins, so
yep.
I won.
Oh, it went to
And
a
he freaked
tiebreaker.
out, and he was like, we're never fucking playing this again, which sucks because I love Mario Party.
Hey, I'm with you, brother.
I absolutely
I'm
love
with
Mario
you.
I
Party.
hate that shit.
I
I get
love
so
Mario
fucking
Kart.
heated.
Tyler is actually very good at Mario Kart.
It's
But he will play, he will win one game
And
and,
then
not
quit.
play because then
Yeah.
he
Done.
won. That's it.
It's so funny because like I don't have that problem with like you said like board games and stuff.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't think-
Tyler
I don't
can
think I would
lose
get-
and not
like,
give a shit.
I could lose.
I'll
fine.
still get like a little like it's more for the giggles,
Yeah.
like you know.
Yeah.
But I'll get like riled up about it and stuff. But like I don't really care. I mean, I'll
Right.
still play. I lose at Chameleon every single time, and I still played with you guys the other day. Like it was. I love that game, but I hate it.
Same thing with Connect 4. Because you told me that you would fucking
I would
murder
say-
me
I mean, to be fair, I did quite a bit. Like
It was-
all of you
with
or both of you.
Connect 4.
Yeah. You only won, I think, twice. And then
I don't know. I was making jewelry.
You didn't win.
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I was on my
I
phone.
don't know.
It was either equal or I was up by
It might
one.
have been equal. I know I did beat you. I beat you like the first couple games, and then you got it the first.
Huh?
Yeah.
You must be thinking of weird shit.
No, I beat
Yes.
you. I beat you the first couple games,
Wrong.
and then you beat me
Wrong.
like I think you beat me like 3 games in a row. Like no, I still think you came out on top. Like 1 game over me because I remember at the end being like You beat me like 4 times. Like, I beat you the first couple times. You beat me 4 times in a row. And I was like, I got to have one game where I fucking get this. And I'm like, then we're done. And I beat you, and I went, fuck it. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I just like, and then
Tyler came along.
Yeah, and then I just beat the shit out of Tyler.
Tyler with Connect 4 is very much, he's the little kid that never gets invited to play and is just happy to be there. Like, it's very wholesome in the way he plays. But
As we scarf down Swedish fish, a whole
Oh my
entire
God.
family
don't
bag.
even go there. Don't even go
Oh
there.
my God.
Bro, and those were
stomach is
old
so
as
upset.
hell. I'm just saying.
No, it's fun.
I had those from when I was fucking working on the movie.
They were delicious. They weren't. There was
Not that
nothing.
old. That's fine.
It was
I
just
was
a
like-
couple
I thought you were gonna
months.
say like years.
No, it's just a
No.
couple months.
Oh,
It was like the summer.
I've ate older Swedish fish.
Yeah.
In a couple years.
I've ate older Swedish fish.
Let's do one more question and then wrap it up.
Okay.
Oh, wrap it up.
We've been doing this for over 2 hours.
I
That's
love
because
bullshitting.
I
because
know. This
Holly-
is why I enjoy this.
this is why
a lot
Holly
more.
loves to just bullshit, and she'll talk about herself for hours. So it's fine.
So one more question.
Same. Don't even look at him like that.
What
You're,
have I been talking
Hey.
about myself? I've been putting input in.
We'll do one more question, and then next
not
week
the Holly show.
we'll do another one of these. Hopefully, Krista will actually be able to be here.
maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We
So,
can talk about banging her while she's here.
Wait, who's banging who?
let me
I said that I would
see.
bang Krista.
I mean, you're allowed to.
Please cut this out. Don't cut it out. Who cares?
Yeah, you're right.
I literally gave her a
Cody,
shout out.
Cody, listen.
Shout out
listen.
to Krista's ass.
Yeah, I said shout out
If
to Krista.
Holly
and he said,
wants
shout out
to do
Krista's
that,
ass.
she can come to your house and do that. You just have to tell me in explicit detail how it went.
I'll videotape it.
I mean, as long as you tell me about it, I'm cool.
He'll become
Videotape it.
Spider-Man and somehow be attached to the wall.
That pose was
Cody will be
perfect
texting me
for a
updates.
Spider-Man in a corner.
He'll be like, "You'll never guess what's happening right now."
I'm watching it. I got the video for you.
Introduction of new games or play styles. I feel like it's been very stagnant. What do you guys think
What
about
was the
it?
question again?
And what? Yeah, I missed a question.
Like
Yeah, I missed
it's
the
the
I zoned out.
like. Do you think there is a lack of or a plateau or an increase of like the introductions of new games or new different play styles of existing games?
Okay.
Are we talking about video games, board
Or-
games?
Yeah.
Video games, no.
Okay.
More like board games, tabletop games, RPGs.
Because if it was video games, I'm gonna say that there's a massive decline.
I think there's
if
a
it
massive
was
decline in
video
that.
games.
Yeah, it's either Monster Hunter, Call of Duty, or indie games.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
And it's the same indie game with a new map every time.
I
Like
do
Devour.
feel like board games, they're, I'd say kind of a like decline in like newer stuff. Like I'm not seeing as many new, like even at like a year ago, I feel like I was seeing a lot more newer games. Like what's the board games you really like, the little ones?
Oh, Oink Games.
Yeah, they were coming out with, I feel like, a lot. I mean, I'm sure they came out before they were freaking here,
Yeah.
but you know, I feel like I was seeing a lot more newer board games and stuff, and now I'm just not. There's
Yeah.
not a bunch of new ones.
What about you?
I think there's just a low plateau of them because board games are getting created by a bunch of unknown people, but getting them out there or getting people
Yes.
to know what the game
That's
is
fair.
Yes.
or just different play styles is what's killing it.
Yes.
I feel like Kickstarter's losing its popularity a little bit too.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of Kickstarter in fucking forever. Like no
That's
one's
how
been
we got our
talking-
Monster Hunter stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was all
Really?
from a Kickstarter.
And
See,
see-
I have not heard people being, oh, check out this Kickstarter, check out this. Like, I haven't been hearing that a lot lately.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
And see, the thing is like, so I love RPGs. You guys know that. And I have a huge, extensive collection of random ones that expand all over the fucking universe.
One page or just like a couple pages.
Yeah, like all kind of random stuff. The only issue is that like when I find something that I like, it disappears so quickly. Like I loved the Cthulhu Dark, right?
Yes.
You cannot buy a copy. It doesn't exist. You can buy it.
Okay. I see. You mean it like literally disappears so quickly. Okay. Then-
Yeah.
I mean, that's at least the cool thing about that. You introduced us to that, and that is by far my favorite game I've ever played.
Right, and the thing is
Ever.
like you can't buy a physical copy now.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't
I've
exist
still
anymore.
been looking for it.
Was
too.
Yeah.
it is it only because so many people liked it, or it was just?
I think it was like such a limited run.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
limited
Yeah.
run. And the same thing with the Simply 6.
Yeah.
It's gone. You can't buy another copy, and you can't buy a copy
I will
either.
say this for the podcast. Tyler is not aware of this. They started reprinting Cthulhu Dark.
Yep.
You can get more copies.
Where?
What
website? Because like,
hang on.
like I know that you can get it in a PDF form, but
Nope,
I am
nope, it's a
not.
book.
Hardcover physical book.
Physical
You
book.
can get it.
Because I am not that kind of person. Like I want to
And-
touch it. Like
Yeah, I tried
I want to
using-
rub it on my body. I want to feel the pages.
That was when.
Dude, the smell. I want to smell the pages
Yes.
of a new book.
When you introduced it to me, I wanted to have the actual copy of the book. You're like, no, the page, this single page where your quote unquote character sheet is a lot better than the actual book because it's just giving you a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I'm like, okay. I wanted the fucking book. I wanted to
Okay.
actually read it.
the book is cool.
But with these smaller TTRPGs or smaller board games, I think they have they have better game mechanics than a lot of these more hype, more
Yes.
popular games.
This might be a really unpopular opinion, and it might just be because of playing it for so many years. I love D&D. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love D&D.
I know exactly where you're gonna
But
go with
I
this.
think we've had this discussion before. The one-offs we do for the podcast and stuff with these random RPGs and stuff, I wholeheartedly love them more than D&D. Because I feel like they are less clunky with D&D, especially bringing in a new person to play. If you try to go through that with a group of people who have played, like with our party when we were playing with the Dark Star group, we had, half the table had played for years, the other half never played before. Trying to get into D&D when you have a group who don't understand it, and there's so many rules and things, and like you're flipping through your fucking pages and your spell cards and you're trying to figure it all out or explain that all to someone who's new to it, is really difficult, and it makes the gameplay clunky. Whereas with these RPGs that we were playing, like Cthulhu Dark and different things like that, it runs so smoothly because
It's a more natural feeling.
right, you're a person. Whatever you do within human capabilities, like there's that sort of aspect of it, or like it's just there's a lot less to it, which I think makes it so much better and so much more fun to play because you don't have that, lag in the game where you're like, it's your turn to fight someone. Hang on, let me look through my fucking 80 spells and 52 weapons and sort of shit like that really slows it down.
It also, I feel like D&D, as being a role-playing game, is literally, that is where it falters. Dungeons & Dragons, to me, is not a role-playing game.
It is a combat.
It is a combat statistics game, where you don't have this immersive feeling, where, like, whenever in like, Dungeons & Dragons, it's very hard to get immersed into it, because you're constantly having to check and double check and look at your rules and your spells and everything, where like other games that have like simpler mechanics, you can just kind of feel things out and play kind of with your heart, but don't get me wrong, I love Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not going to be like one of those people where I love it, but it's just, I feel like there's other games that do it better.
There are some weaknesses within Dungeons and Dragons, yes.
You know what I mean?
I was afraid to like play Cthulhu Dark or Into the Depths or whatever your space one.
Oh, Those Dark Places.
Those Dark Places and Simply Six, because it's a completely different mechanic. I don't really know anything about it, so I wanted to stay within D&D. But then once
That, like,
we started,
comfort spot.
yeah. But as we started to try out these new systems, try out these different scenarios that wouldn't really make sense within a D&D world, it feels more human-like.
It
Yeah.
feels more natural.
Yes.
And like I feel like the responses you get, in D&D, with it being like an RPG, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And in D&D, I can, I have wings. I'm a fucking dragonborn. I'm, an inch tall. I'm something
Dragonborns
crazy.
don't have wings.
Well, I was saying
Some
I
do.
have wings, or
Well,
I'm a
yeah.
dragonborn. I'm listing.
I mean, not the
different things.
classes that we can be, but
I'm just listing different things. But dragonborns also aren't like, you know, an inch tall. I'm listing different things. But I can do things that are astronomical, crazy shit, to where then you have to come up with something feeding off of that has to be on that same level of like crazy out of the world, like shit that doesn't happen. Whereas in these other RPGs, you know, I do stuff within human capabilities. So then the story continuing that, it's so much easier to like flow through a story because it's something that we do. It's something that a
could
human
like
would
naturally
react to.
happen.
Yeah, it's something that would naturally play out. It's, you know, what's a real human reaction to something like this? Like, you know, I go to stab someone and I miss.
right.
And then that person, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like that sort of shit, instead of it angering 12 fucking dark elves and then now we're all in combat. You know what I mean? Like, I really like that aspect of it too.
It makes it more realistic that, yes, in human capabilities, if you stab someone, there's not really a full-on roll of the dice. It's either...
Right.
With Cthulhu Dark, yeah, there is a
Yeah.
semi-roll of the dice, but it's not
Yeah.
to the
But you
point
also,
between
like-
a 1 and a 20.
But it's
Yeah.
also not, well, I decided to put all of my stats in strength, so, you know, that rolls
Yeah.
beef. It's, this is my occupation. How can I make this work for me? What is something that this occupation would have? You know, I'm a laborer. I, you know, fucking load boxes in a warehouse all day. I am strong because of that. I get a better roll. You know, I get to add... It's not even like I'm now adding 6 to my roll. It's, I just get to roll fucking 2 dice and hope for the best with it.
And see, this is the point that I think that I love, and that I've also realized. Being a DM in Dungeons and Dragons, it's very frustrating because you can't. It's very hard to put fear into your characters, and that's like a natural thing because like there's always a way to outlive death, right? Somebody can cast a spell, or there's saving throws, or all this bullshit, right? In the mechanics of these like simpler RPGs, the more realistic RPGs, like the one that like you ran where we were like all these kids in that town, right? I was scared. Like there was points to where I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. And like I had a natural fear response, which made me respond in that typical way. You know, which is a really nice feeling because it made me feel really immersed into the story that was playing out.
And it's almost like I create more of an attachment to all of my one-off characters than my D&D characters, because it's always like I'll just re-roll and they'll work me into the story as a different character
I'll
in
just
D&D.
come in and it's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll just rejoin the party in another location, whatever. But with these one-offs, it's like we're doing this once. And like
Yeah, you got to make it count.
you gotta make it count. And like
If you die, you're done.
if you die, you're done. And it's like, well, fuck. I really like this character. And it's like, it's weird because they are like human and you're, you know, within human capabilities, you kind of grow more of an attachment than you would with some mythical creature you're playing in D&D.
Okay, prime example, right? In our D&D campaign, there's that like 60-foot pit that I just cannonballed down because I was like, well, fuck it, because I'm doing the math in my head, right? I'm like, I'm going to take either 60 points of damage or whatever it maths out to be.
66.
Yeah. You know, I'm like, I'm either going to live through this. I'm going to live through this, or I'm just going to get really hurt, you know, whatever. So I just do it, you know, and there wasn't a fear of that. You know,
but then we have in the one-off where we're the kids in the small town, and you're like, they're like, drive the car through, and I'm like, oh, but I'm gonna get hurt. Like,
I'll die.
Yeah.
I'll kill
get so
someone.
hurt.
I'll kill one of my friends.
Yeah, you know, like I'm watching her drive through the front of the house with a car, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. You know, and then like it puts this natural fear response into the game, which is crazy that, you know, like a game system that has simpler mechanics can invoke something like that, which I think is really interesting.
I think it's especially cool because, like, I'm pretty sure one of you mentioned. Sorry, I was like messing around on here.
I'm just looking at butt pics.
Somebody. Who was it that said? Was it my wife? Yeah, it was Krista. Krista was like,
Was it my wife?
Krista was like, I think I like this game so much more than D&D because I'm not spending, like what you said, I'm not spending so much time looking through all the bullshit. And she's like, I get to play my character.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
100%.
I spend so much time trying to figure out stats and freaking
weapons, spells, all
weapons,
that
spells, and then she's like, I forget my spells and my weapons all the time because she's like, my memory's not that great, blah blah blah. She's like, with this, I just like build a narrative of a character and play that character.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
like
all.
you get to have like the 2 items in
And I do
Cthulhu Dark. You get to have like those 2 items that like somehow this can help me. I mean, the one where we were, I think it was our Halloween one.
The
I
Wild
didn't-
West, or
No, maybe it is the Wild West that I'm thinking of. I didn't use my 2 items like at all. Ever.
Yeah.
They never came into play for me really. But when you go to I think it was the one that we didn't record actually.
that's fine.
The one that didn't record, I think, is the other one that I'm thinking of. But with that one being the fucking milkman, you used those fucking jugs of milk.
milk
That's
You use fucking-
ridiculous.
to get inside some fat guy's house.
Like, who knew that a milkman would be the most
The
OP,
strongest guy
yeah, would be
as
the most
well.
OP character
That's
that
what
you
I
could
mean.
build
He
in a
was- he was
1940s campaign.
He was a milkman, and his milk came in handy more than in the Wild West. I had a fucking knife, and I never used it once.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
you think in the Wild West, I would use a knife at least fucking once, but never. But the milk became a big play in one of them. And I like that aspect, too, to where it's not, I mean, it depends who you're playing with as a DM, but realistically, you can fucking endlessly carry whatever the fuck you want. Like, you might have,
Yeah.
like, there's some things where, like, oh, you got a, bag of holding or whatever. But, like, realistically, you can put whatever the fuck you want in your pockets and no one's ever gonna stop you from being like, no, you're not carrying 24 forks in your pocket. But a lot of the time you get away with that kind of shit of just having an endless supply of shit. So I do like that with the very, like, I have 2 things on me because I'm an average person who, whatever happened
You're gonna carry that.
during my day, I just had these in my pockets already. And I don't know, I do feel like for new players, it is definitely so easy to introduce them to RPGs with these like the
indie
Cthulhu
style
Dark
games.
and like those kind of RPGs. I think it's so much easier than here's 4 different books, build a character and learn how to play. Like it's here's your character, pick 2 things, pick a job, that's who you are.
I also like too because I can also like I watch Krista become like more like involved in the gameplay too, like because I feel like she feels more confident.
Yeah.
And
That's literally what it is because, like I said, she's like, it's not that I don't like D&D. There's just so much stuff going on that she has to remember. Krista didn't grow up playing, like, really any, like, video games, board games, anything. She hates anything, like, competitive, really.
Right.
She's a sore loser if I've ever seen one. She's the worst fucking sore loser ever. And she knows it. She'll tell you firsthand. So,
Love you.
I think it's super cool when we play the Simply Six or the Cthulhu Dark because, like, I literally, like you said, she, like, lights up like a Christmas tree.
I know, and I can watch
bring
her
that
like
so
character to
excited.
life.
Yeah.
because like she's like it's because it's confidence. You know what I mean? Like she's
it's
confident
confidence
in
and
what
it's
she's
simplicity.
Yeah, it's confident
Yeah.
and she's like and she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because, I mean, I feel bad for it because it took me, like, whenever I started learning how to play D&D, it took me freaking
3
years?
3 or 4
3 or 4 years just to understand how spell slots work.
Right?
And I watched videos on them, everything. For some reason, I'm like, I just cannot wrap my head around this. And then
Yep.
one day it just clicked, and I was like, oh, that fucking,
Yep.
like, what is going on?
Oh,
Like,
I totally get it. The first time I ever played Dungeons and Dragons, Brooks was our DM. Basically none of us knew what we were doing, and we were inside of like a wooded area. It was 4 hours. We never even got outside this little tiny circle. And
that
it's
is something I love to see Krista get so involved with it. And like when we play D&D, you can kind of see her being very like
a little stressed. Like you can see her kind of
and she's almost
Yeah,
like,
that's
she's
the
almost
thing.
like standoffish to different things. Like she has an opportunity to do something and she's not taking it because there's so many things in play that she would have to, consider. Whereas In the other ones, she's not even a fucking second thought. She's boom, 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 boom. You know, this is the stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah. Seeing the difference between when Cody and I started with our first campaign with this podcast into the Egyptian one and then those simpler TTRPGs, it feels like she's a completely different person.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's nuts. Like,
It's cool to see. You know what I mean? Like it's cool to like watch her like bring a character to life. You know?
Yeah, and especially when like I said, she's having so much fun doing it. Like she's legit having fun. Why is my computer volume on?
Anything else that we want to finish talking about, or
No.
Okay.
I'll save the other stuff for another time when we talk. I'll just save it. It's just like I said, about the tattooing stuff.
Next Monday, something like this. Hopefully, Krista can do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure
next
it out.
Monday's the day that we figured would work because I can't do next Thursday.
Because you're going to a
Because
concert.
I'm going to a concert with my
Where you
best
going?
friend.
I'm not going to a
in
concert.
Pittsburgh. I'm seeing real friends.
Because I don't listen to music.
Ugh. Never mind. Back out. I don't like
The
real friends.
audacity.
I don't like real friends. I like real music.
Thank you all for listening to C&C Talks. If you like that episode and want to hear more, follow and subscribe to keep up to date. We have an Instagram and Facebook at Creatures and Cantrips, and Twitter at Creature Cantrip. If you want your message to be read on the next episode, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Like, share, comment. It'll help us immensely. I hope you all have a wonderful day.